Hope you're all amazing. Gosh, having problems with the tripod and lighting and all kinds of things this morning. So today it's Q&A Wednesday, and wanted to answer some of the questions that have come through, as well as some of the questions that came off the back of running this 2-day event last week. So last week on Friday and Saturday, I had about 4 VIP clients come into the room, and we spent a couple of days going through all of their questions that they had around marketing, social media, how to run workshops, how to write programs, and things like that, which was really, really awesome. I love running live events, so that was, it was good for me, and it was really awesome for them. I think some of the big questions that came up, good morning, Jeremy. Number one was around sales. So how to have a sales conversation, what to say, what process to follow. So I wanted to give you a really quick framework that you can use. Good morning, Tamara. I'm so sorry I've missed you guys. I've really missed you guys over the last couple of days. It's really funny how used to this stuff I've become, and I really enjoy it. So it's awesome that you and hey Jeremy, that you guys are on this morning, so thank you. So in terms of making sales, so one of the things that I want to step you through today is, number one, the framework that you can work through. This is not going to be a sales training. This is not going to be how to handle objections or anything like that. It's just to give you, for those of you who are having conversations with people, just to have a bit of a framework in mind so that you can feel empowered to follow something rather than having to do something word for word every time that you talk to someone. And really so that you can get clients enrolled in a really ethical way, in a way that is good for them, and that really has you being able to create the space and get the knowledge and the data that what you're about to recommend to someone is actually the best thing for them. All right, so you can all write down on your pieces of paper the name Gavin, and you're going to write it going down the left-hand margin of your page, so Gavin. It's an acronym, as well as being the name of a boy that I had a crush on in primary school. How funny, true story. So Gavin, what we're looking at is the G stands for gather and create rapport. All right, so we're gathering and creating rapport. The A stands for agenda. So we're actually going to set the agenda when we're talking to people, and I'm going to give you some examples of this in a second. The V doesn't stand for V, but it demonstrates the really big ass gap between where they are now and where they want to be. All right, so the visualization for the V is like the Grand Canyon. Okay, you're starting on one side of the Grand Canyon and you want to be on the other side of the Grand Canyon, and there's a really big fuck off divide, right, between where they are and where they want to be. Thank you for all the loves and the likes and everything. That's really brilliant. Yay. Okay, awesome. I love that. Thank you. The I, we're back to acronym land. The I stands for investigate. We're going to investigate the solution in the I section. And then N is negotiate next steps. Right, so it's like a double N. So negotiate next steps. So G, gather and create rapport. A is for agenda. V is for big ass gap. I is for investigate solution. N is for negotiate next steps. So the way that we gather and create rapport is we want to really make sure that people are listening, and that we are listening to them, right? So it's really important for them to feel heard. So the way that we can do this is a little bit like, oh, hey Tamara, so awesome to chat with you. You are just so amazing. I'm just so thrilled to be able to chat with you, right? So stop them in their tracks, a bit of a pattern interrupt, and it's got to be really high energy. Because if you think about those people that, like, this would be on a phone call, or you can do this in person as well. If you think about the people in call centers You're welcome. The people in call centers, when they ring you, they're like, hi. Or they're not even like that. They're like, hello, can I speak to Tamara, please? Like, they're really boring and bleh. And there is no energy coming from that other side, right? It's just like, good morning, Margaret. It's like, I want to hang up on you. I know you're about to try and sell me something, and you're probably going to ask me a bunch of questions, and I can barely understand what the heck you're saying, and it just immediately gets you back up. You know they're going to go into some kind of sales pitch or sales spiel, and that is not what we're doing at this part of the conversation, right? So gather and create rapport. So awesome to speak with you. Thank you so much for setting the time aside today. I'm really thrilled to be able to get to know you better and learn more about you and what you're doing. Tick. A for agenda. So the way that I really love this conversation to go is I just want to ask you a bunch of questions. And if you have any questions for me, I would love to answer them for you. And then at the end, if there's some way that I can help you, I'll let you know what that looks like. And if there's not, that's totally cool too. Does that sound okay with you? So what we've done in the agenda setting is we've said that we're going to ask them some questions. We're giving them the space and acknowledging that they will probably have some questions for us as well, and that they can ask us anything that they like, that we're an open book. All right, good morning, Joan. So we're an open book, we just want to help, and if there's some way that I can help you further, I'm going to let you know what that looks like. And you can let me know if you want to do that or not, right? So at that point, that's them agreeing to the way that the call is going to go, that it's open, that if it makes sense to make an offer, we will, and if it doesn't, then we won't. Okay, so it's just all really cool. You might even say, and then towards the end, you will ask me if there's some way that I can help you, or you won't. And that's totally cool, right? So we can really put it back into their court for them to say, hey, so how can we work together? What does that look like? What packages do you have? What's the pricing? When can I come in? Whatever the case might be. You're with me. Let me know. Okay, Ace, brilliant, thank you. Okay, cool. So then we get stuck into the gap. So we've got the G and the A, tick, tick. And then we're in the gap. Now, on the left-hand side, if you draw a big V on your piece of paper, on the left-hand side, we want to write down and ask them questions to elicit what the problems are. What are the problems that they're experiencing right now? Where are they at right now? How are they feeling? And then really be open to delving reasonably deep with that. Okay, just ask them a whole ton of questions. And then on the right-hand side of the gap, what are your goals? What are your dreams? What are your desires? How much money do you want to make? How do you want to feel? What will that mean to you? So that's all the positive stuff. Okay, so on your piece of paper, you're starting to see two distinct sides. So we've got the where they are right now and where they want to be. The way that I do this is I keep asking questions until I feel like I've gathered enough evidence to make in my head, I don't say this yet, but in my head to make a recommendation on how to move forward, right? So I would actually usually draw a line that takes them from where they are now, and this might be mirrored, so reverse it, where they are now to where they want to be, and I'll write on the top of that little bridge that I've just drawn the recommendation. So it might be one-on-one, it might be Spice School, Sales and Marketing Spice School. It might be a training program, or the Kick-Ass Online Business and Marketing training, or whatever I'm recommending, I write down on the top what it is. Now, I know that if I've written something across there, then that to me is me being able to be in a court of law with my hand on the Bible and hand on my heart, or whatever way around that goes, and say, this is why I recommended this for this person. This is what they said. This is what they said they wanted. This is why this was the very best damn thing that I could help them with. If you don't feel like you've got enough on both sides of those, the canyon, to be able to support a recommendation, then you have no business making one. Okay, you cannot make an offer. You've got to ask more questions. You've got to really be able to have the evidence there, I guess, to support the recommendation. So you've got that. And then the next step is I, which is investigating the solution. So at this point, I'll say, look, it sounds like this is where you are, this is where you want to be. All right, you're open to hearing a little bit more about how I can help you with this. Right? And they'll say, yeah, absolutely, please tell me. Or they'll be like, you know what? I think I've just gained immense clarity from this, and I'm really happy just to go, you know, I know what I need to do. I'm really happy just to go forth and do the thing. Brilliant. Awesome. They've got clarity. They've got direction. You know, your job is done. So let's assume that they say, yes, 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 please. I would really love to hear about how you can help me with this. Okay, awesome. So we start investigating the solution. So at this point, this is where you'll start talking a little bit more about, well, I've got this program. It might be a really great thing for you based on what we're talking about. And then you step out whatever the offer is, so one-on-one, for example, or a program, and the benefit to them and how it's going to help them get that goal and solve the problems that they've had over on this side. Okay? So you'll talk about all of that, and then in the negotiating next steps, you'll be like, so do you think that this is something that you would like to be a part of? They will probably say, well, how much is it? Excellent question. I am so glad that you asked. So the way that the investment works, so you can actually start negotiating it well, it's not a negotiation, right? Because your price is your price. But it's negotiating how to move forward together and giving them the space to either say, yes, I want to go forth, or no, I'm good, right? Does that make sense, everyone? I know it's really fast, but it will give you some steps to work through. It's a framework. And a framework versus a script means that you can like go around sometimes in some of those steps and then just come back, and if you get lost, then that's okay. Just come back and go, oh shit, I didn't finish off the V. Yeah? Oh, awesome. Excellent. Beautiful. So that was a question that came up on the weekend that I thought would be helpful for you guys, just to get a bit of an understanding around. Another question that I got asked actually on the post yesterday, where I asked if anybody had questions. So I asked the question about you asking questions, was around video ads. And then I actually had another question last night from a girl I was having a glass of champagne, a cheeky glass of champagne with. She was asking about what kinds of ads work. So the format for a video ad, if you're going to put up a video ad on Facebook, you don't want it to be very long. It might be about 1.5 minutes. I would very strongly recommend it's your face to camera versus something else. You just need to test it. Okay, I haven't found, I made a few sales last year, maybe, I think I did about 20 grand in sales off the back of a video ad last year. And I was offering a one-on-one strategy session, like a 90-day planning session, which is what I did. And from some of the people that I spoke to, I made the offer for them to join an 8-week program that I was running back then around marketing and ads, incidentally, and funnels and how to use marketing online. So I think I made about 20 grand from that. But the video ad, you get lots of people clicking on it, you get lots and lots of views, but the conversions can be a little bit lower. All right, so you've got to have money to put in the investment. You've got to have the cash to be able to invest at the front end into traffic. It doesn't have to be huge amounts. I think that 20 grand, I maybe spent about $1,000 in Facebook ads to make that. So, not too bad. But the format for it, and they need to be captioned. All right, so unlike these videos, you actually need to listen to me. The video ads, you want them to be captioned so that when people press play in their news feed, they can read what's going on if they're sitting on a train, or if they're walking down the street, they can be like, doing that, that zombie walk, phone looking up thing. Right? Awesome. So the format of a a video ad needs to be something along the lines of, hey, I'm Nicola, and I am so excited to be able to chat with you a little bit about what I see happening over the next 12 months when it comes to social media and online marketing. So we want, good morning, Joe. We want to introduce you in the first few seconds because we're going out to cold traffic. They don't know who you are, okay? So it's not like these. I don't these days on these lives. I don't say, hey everybody, my name's Nicola. So excited to have you here, because even if you haven't met me before, the reason that you're watching is because you've clicked on the name on my page, so you know who I am. With advertising and with cold traffic, we're going out to a cold audience who don't know you. So we've got to introduce you first, and then we start talking about the problems that you're seeing. So the kinds of problems that I'm seeing is that people have been doing the things that they feel like they should be doing, but they aren't getting results. They're completely bombarded with a whole bunch of misinformation out there in the world of marketing and social media. And the problem is that it becomes really hard to try and work out how to take these strategies and tactics that are being talked about all the time and make it relevant for you. The next big problem that I see is that everyone is so time poor, they need results, and nothing that they have been taught thus far has actually generated a new client, which is a real problem, because just putting out posts on social media is not going to get you new clients. Just putting out a video blog is not going to get you new clients. It's got to form part of your overall strategy. And then the next problem that I see is that most people don't have a really clear direction around where they're going and around how they're going to get there, and have any support with in terms of what it is that they need to do. So what I'd love to do is offer you a free planning session where we're going to chat about what your goals are for the next 90 days and exactly how you're going to achieve those goals, what you need to do in order to achieve those goals. And you know what, at the end of it, you'll either ask me for some help with implementing this plan and we'll talk about how that works, or we won't, and that's totally cool. So either way, click on that button underneath and let's go. So that would be how I would run a video ad if I was to test a new one. So I've introduced me, I've talked about the problem, I've talked about where they want to be, and I've talked about how I can help. So if we think about the sales framework that I just stepped you through, it's pretty much the same, right? Got it? So if you've got that framework there, then that's always what you want to be thinking about. It's like, where are they now? Where do they want to be? How can I help them? And then the next step in the video ad is click that link and register your information. And then you'll hop on the phone and you'll talk to them. So, or register for the webinar and we'll jump on a webinar, or register for the workshop and we'll have a chat about that. So really a lot of what we do in terms of marketing is still following that governed process. Does that make sense, guys? Please let me know if you're with me. Okay. I know I spoke very fast, and I hope that this has helped, because no one has told me that that's... Okay, great. We've got a love heart. Okay. Oh, thank goodness. Otherwise, I was thinking, oh, golly, I'm going to have to go back and explain it all again. So that is all I have time for today for Q&A Wednesday. I've got so much more to talk about in terms of all of that. If you've got other questions, please let me know what they are. Thanks, Joan. Let me know what questions you have. Remember, everything is testing. Use the framework though, and think about how you can use that framework in a whole range of other different applications as well that you may not have thought about initially. All right, have an absolute kick-ass amazing day. I'm going to go and spend some time with a group of fellow business owners chatting about what the next 90 days looks like. So I'm really excited about that. Tomorrow there's always that 20 to 30 second delay. Yes, you are correct. It's really weird, and I don't know why that is, but that's okay. All right, everybody, have a really amazing Wednesday. I'll chat with you all tomorrow. Tomorrow is How To and Advice Day, and I'm not going to be running into a meeting tomorrow, so I'll think about what I can share with you tomorrow. If there's something specific that you would like me to talk about, please let me know. That's what we're doing. All right, have a great day. Bye.